if you feel like there's been a decline in organic leads, especially post-pandemic, you're probably right. We're seeing this all over the place, but that doesn't mean it's hopeless.
Welcome to Gym Owner Freedom. I am Scott Carpenter, and I am a former broke, struggling, frustrated, and overworked gym owner that felt stuck no matter what I did to try and improve the business. Once I realized that the answer wasn't what I thought it was, just getting more clients, and after really doing the math on acquisition and churn rates, I realized I wasn't even playing a winnable game to begin with. With my current price structure, mathematically, there was no way I could afford to pay my staff so I could scale up and out of the business, that I could have the time, the money, the impact, and the freedom that I always knew I was capable of. Once I learned how to add value by selling transformational programs to people who needed more than just workouts, everything changed in my life. Today, I own 6 gyms that all run without me, and I am free to pursue my passion projects and work just because I love to, not because I have to. And if that's a goal that we mutually share together, then this is the show for you. I'm going to teach you the framework to make way more money with less clients and open up a world of possibilities to you. Subscribe, leave a review, and tune in every week. It'll change your life. I promise you that.
All right. So glad to be back and doing another one of these lives for our Gym Owner Freedom group. I just got back from an awesome vacation with Carlsbad. In Carlsbad, took the family to the beach for my kids' birthdays. There's a year apart or a day apart with their birthdays, so it works out well. But I've got Will Schiller joining. I've got Dave Best joining. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, good to be here.
What's going on? Absolutely. And so we're going to get into a really cool topic today. And a lot of you experience issues with leads. I need leads, right? First and foremost, your offers have to be right? You need to have different offers for the different people coming in your door. Some people want to move and sweat. Great. That's what you have a group, you have a semi, you have a one-on-one. Some people need to have weight loss or really change the direction of their lives. You need to have offers for that as well. If you're not doing that, you're doing your clients a disservice. You're also leaving so much money on the table, it's ridiculous. So you need to have offers that meet the needs of every person coming in the doors, regardless of your business model, whether it's group and PT or just group or just PT or semi or overlapping, whatever it is. But assuming you have a really great offer, your offers are dialed in, your price points are set up for you to actually make an amazing living so you can eventually scale out of your business should you choose to want to do that. The next biggest thing that you're probably running into is leads. How do I get more leads? Or more importantly, not just leads, because some of you are advertising on Facebook and Instagram. Some of you are getting cheap, quote unquote, leads, right? But those leads, you're not able to really get them in the door or to show up. And that's a very common problem. Organic leads, especially post-pandemic, if you feel like there's been a decline in organic leads, you're probably right. So we're seeing this all over the place. It has changed a little bit, but that doesn't mean it's hopeless, okay? So do we do paid ads in some of our locations? Absolutely. In some of them, we don't. But the main thing is nobody really knows how to drive in organic leads. By organic, I mean ones that are connecting with your message. They're like, ooh, okay, I have this problem. I'm seeking you out because I think you're the best option. Those are our dream leads, okay? Organic leads, you guys know the difference between a Facebook lead that responds to whatever ad and somebody that comes in from your website and says that they checked out your reviews before coming to you. There's a huge difference. One is a dogfight. One is an absolute laydown for your highest ticket programs. So what we're going to do is share how do we, Dave is my partner in several gyms. Will is our content guy who does amazing work. And how do we at our gyms not have to really rely on Facebook and Instagram ads to get clients? That is tricky. It's extremely tricky. Now, there's a lot involved. As you can see on the slide right here, there's a lot of different things that you can do organically. Okay. What we're going to review today, and Will is the expert on this, is this first one, this content acquisition strategy. Okay. This is basically how do you use social media and an audience if you already have one with your email list? How do you engage those two things to actually produce clients? And this is the big mystery because nobody knows what to do. Everybody just right now, raise your hand at home by yourself if you do this, okay? Let me know if this is you. You post shit on your Facebook page because you know you're supposed to. It's what you're supposed to do, right? But you don't get anything from it. You don't really know what to do. It's kind of a nuisance. It's something that you feel you have to do, but for the most part, you don't get jack squat from it, okay? That's what we did for years. The game has just changed so much on there. Maybe back 8 years ago, organic stuff you could get people from and get it to notice you. Now you got to pay to play. You don't know what to do. You do it out of obligation. You probably dislike it, and you just don't know what you're doing. This is where we were. This is before we hired Will Schiller, who's on the call with us. We hired him for our gyms in our online business. And within what, Will, year and a half, something like that, you actually joined the PT Legends team.
Yes, sir.
And you help gym owners around the world with this stuff. And you're kind of the genius behind that. We've taken so much of what you've produced for us and turned it into tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's been awesome. So Will's going to walk you through kind of what he's developed for our PT Legends gym owners. And to give you a quick background, this is what he specializes in. He works with a lot of amazing people, even just in the online space, right? To help develop their businesses. He's a genius with organic content and everything. And he's done really, really well. And a couple things before we have you dive into it, Will. This is on the left, this photo right here kind of shows how Will builds it out. He does done for you organic content. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that separates us from actually doing it, I'm glad you're listening to this and watching this online, but unless you take action on it consistently, nothing's ever going to happen. Nothing's ever going to happen for you. And the people that consistently execute on this absolutely crush it. And I'll share a little bit of that with you. But we have progressively made this easier and easier and easier to do because we just need you freaking doing it. Okay. And I'm going to show you how much this thing can impact your business literally in 2 weeks. All right. But the main thing is you just have to do it. So it has evolved to the point where Will has just built every single damn post and email that you need to be sending. Okay. Here's the headline. Here's the copy. Okay. Here's the graphic you use. Here's the Canva link, which is a free app where you can just swap your photo for his photo, right? It can't be any more done for you than this. But the results that have come from this have been insane, right? Hugh has texted us here, even after just, like he just said, hey, feedback the last 3-4 weeks have been great. After yesterday's call to action, which is just you had to do a call to action post, Will. I have 5 discovery calls today's result. Make that 7, just got 2 more. When is the last time you have booked 7 quality calls, okay, organically? That is a gold mine. If you have a good offer and a good price point, that is a gold mine. You walked into 5 figures in new business right there. Congratulations from a stupid post. So it's just, how do you do this thing? That's where the magic is, right? He's not the only one. Corey Willis, 2 weeks in a row, exploding with comments. 57 that week, 70 something last week, game changer. And he's literally just following the recipe. Shannon, she does everything we ask her to do. She's an amazing example of somebody that takes action. Right off the bat, she was 2 weeks into this, joining it in March. She's been an existing client. She's like, hey, can I get in on this latest round of this? We're like, sure. 2 weeks into it, she's 3 for 3 in her perfect consultations using this. And then she commented below within like a day or so, make that 4 for 4 with a 5th consult coming up this week. This is literally 2 weeks into this. Hers are at $3,500. So just the 4, I don't know what happened with the 5th. And again, obviously this is beyond 2 weeks, but that's $14,000 in new business for free, guys. Just making the posts. Same thing, Joey Scafidi, that's $5K so far. He's even in Europe. Okay. This stuff works everywhere. That's 5K so far since starting the 8-week social media framework. Not bad for a minimum time investment. And he was just starting out. Okay. So the main thing, guys, is that this is great that you're watching this, that you're learning about this, but I want to make it very clear. It is your responsibility to build the business that builds you your dream life. Okay. Reading and soaking in and not taking action will never get you there. And it's more than just money. We talk about money, right? Of course, because it's very important. All right. But money is useless unless it does something for you, right? In Hugh's case, he came to us in huge trouble. He'd been working with a business mentor for over 2 years, steady decline to the point where he's in a big problem. Okay. No money to do paid ads, right? That's okay. He's done everything we needed him to do with this organic content. We built out his high ticket offers. We taught him how to sell it. He took action on it. He sold it right away. He followed our 8-week organic content acquisition system. Within 8 weeks, he hit 35K for the month, which was double his first month. Okay. And 3.5x the month before he started with us. So imagine that, like you're doing well under 10K. And then in your second month, you finish at $35,000 for the month. Okay. The money is one thing. Okay. But really the story is another. I told Will, it's the first time I've been able to breathe in 3 years owning a gym. That is what's important. Okay. Some of you are in Hugh's position where you're struggling a little bit, where you're worried month to month. You're worried if you have a bad month, you'd be in a bad spot. I get it. I have been there over and over. Okay. This will get you out of that. Some of you are maybe you're doing 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 a month in revenue. You're doing pretty good, but and you're like, holy shit, if I could just double this. I love my business. It's going pretty smooth, but man, if I could double this, it would change the entire world for me and my family. The freedom that I would feel, the time I would have to be able to scale out of certain roles. Okay. That is also important. Okay. This will work well for you, whether you're in Hugh's spot or you were formerly in my spot, which was, hey, I've got a lot of places, 20 to 40K, right? What if I could double my profits? Like I said, I just got back from my Carlsbad vacation. If I look back and turn back the clock to a few years ago, when I was just making it month to month, and if an HVAC unit went out and there's a $12,000 repair bill, I'd shit my pants, right? I could maybe steal away on a weekend vacation, but I would be scared to spend any money and do the cool stuff, right? That's where I was. So I've been to the struggling near bankruptcy. I've been doing okay, but I didn't feel that level of freedom with my finances, with my time, and the impact I was making on people. That I got past as well. So I get to this last weekend, it really dawned on me because we haven't been back to the beach since COVID because California had the huge shutdowns, right? Well, I was finally able to go back for the first time after several years. And it was just so different than when I'd been there previously. I could relax. You know, I could we could go to Legoland and do all the premium stuff without me freaking out about expenses, right? I could have something go wrong in my business and not even find out about it until Wednesday night when I came back. And that is priceless because I got to be there with my family, not there thinking about business and worrying. So that's really, guys, it's all about you. So if you're not at that level yet, realize it's all about you taking ownership of where you're at right now and taking action to get yourself to that position. You take a lot of risk as a business owner. There's also a lot of reward. There's a lot of frustration along the way, but it is your responsibility. If I can do this, you can do this. I can promise you. So that's my little soapbox moment because I don't want you to just tune in, like, cool, that's great info. Maybe I'll make a post or two and that's it. You need to really take responsibility and take action on this stuff and learn how to do it. So anyways, Will, I'm off my soapbox. I'm going to let you take over. Let's teach how to do this thing. Okay. You're on mute too.
There we go. We're good. All right, guys, you can see my screen here. So I'm going to walk you through this document in a second, but first things first, I want to tell the story around why I created this and how this exists. So first of all, Hugh, who Scott just showed you, he booked 8 calls and maybe more. Maybe he'll comment on this video and tell us later. But he booked 8 calls from this post right here on Thursday. Okay. And I think more that he told me recently. Now, he's the whole reason why this exists. So Scott and Dave, they brought me on almost a year ago now, guys, a little less than a year. And I initially came in and I was helping with the online side of things and helping with content and marketing and branding. And I was coming from the online coaching space for health and fitness. And I thought, and I think we all thought, fitness space is the same no matter if you're a gym owner, if you're an online coach, if you're a nutrition coach, whatever it is. I couldn't have been more wrong. Gym owners are very different than online coaches. And the number one differentiator is time. You guys don't have fucking time. You just simply don't. And it took me about like 4 or 5 months to figure out that I can't just teach master classes around copywriting, around how to create good content, different strategies, different tactics that you can use. I just need to do the shit for you. Let you guys just copy and paste it and check that box so that you can stay consistent. Because we all know this with our actual health and fitness coaching as well inside of our gym, right? Like, what's the number one thing? It's not the program, it's the adherence. It's the adherence to the program. That's the number one thing. So for the content, it's the exact same. And that is something that I needed to figure out. And that's what I think I've nailed now for you guys. Now, Hugh is the reason why this exists, because I was on a call with Hugh about a month or so ago, and he pulled me aside and he was like, Will, you're so smart and everything you talk about is so great, but it all just goes way over my head. Like, tell me exactly what I should be fucking doing. And I said, and he asked me to make something like this for him. And I said, you know what, Hugh, I'm going to make this for the entire PT Legend clients. And we're going to see how it works. And I launched it at the end of April, beginning of May. And Hugh just started crushing it. That's why he had this $35,000 a month in conjunction to transitioning to a higher ticket offer and everything else we teach inside of PT Legends. But the consistency inside of the content and having it just served to you on a silver platter is what matters. So before I get into this, guys, I'm giving this week to you for free. All you got to do is comment down below templates. Let's say templates. Comment down below templates. If you guys are watching the replay, comment down below templates and I'll send this to you directly.
Hey, just a quick reminder to everybody, if you are ready to start making an extra $10,000 more this month, every month, by making more money with less clients with transformational programs and create a consistent flow of high quality leads, you can learn more about what it's like to work with me and my team at PT Legends and how ridiculously affordable it is at CoachScottCarpenter.com. It is such a no-brainer that it more than pays for itself when we teach you how to enroll just two case study clients. Really, that's it. So go to CoachScottCarpenter.com and learn more about it.
Now, in terms of what this is, so this is a weekly done for you content calendar, essentially. Okay. And it's built specifically for gym owners who struggle with consistency with their content. Now, how we actually use this is you're going to see up here, I've got the week that I created for. So this was a couple weeks ago, May 15th to May 21st. And then every single week that I create this for the Legends, I have a specific goal in mind. Now, this is important because I told you that Hugh booked 8 calls from this post, which I'll take you through in a second, but you can't do this every single week. Okay. The best example, and Dave, you turned me on to this. The best example for content is treating this like a garden, treating this like a farmer's field. Okay. If you plant your seeds, you water your seeds, you till the soil, you cultivate the crops over time. When you pick that crop, now you got to wait for another seed to sprout. So with content, we're not always picking our crops, right? Like we're not always asking our audience to do things. Sometimes we are, but more times than not, we're also planting seeds. We're also watering those seeds. We're nurturing those seeds and we're picking them when they're ripe. This is very important, when they're ready. I would say the number one mistake most people in business in general, not just gym owners or online coaches, number one mistake they make is they're trying to cultivate the crops before they're ripe, before they're ready, right? It's like an avocado. You know, you buy the avocado and it's rock hard. And then there's like one day where it actually gets ripe where you can eat it. But if you miss that day, then it goes brown and you totally fucked it up. It's the same thing with your content. You need to time it correctly. need to time it correctly. So that's why I create this content. And sometimes the goal is to book calls and go for the right hook, like this week is. And for most of you guys who are going to apply this, it's okay to apply a right hook like this. It's okay to go for an ask. Reason being is because you probably, I'm assuming, haven't been super consistent with content. You have a little bit of an audience. So starting with an ask is just a good way to understand where you're at, understand where your audience is at, and what kind of response you're going to get from an ask. So it's okay to start with this. But the reason why I have the goal up here is because sometimes my goal for the legends is just to provide value, because that's going to set up the ask that I have planned for them 2 weeks later, right? So you guys see how this works. It's all planned out strategically. Sometimes it's to get engagement, because I want more ideal types of clients to see their posts so that when I plan for the ask 2 weeks later, it's going to hit and it's going to work in the way that I want it to work. So I have more engagement type posts where people are commenting, people are liking the photos. So everything I plan for the legends is strategic. Nothing is random. That's why it works so well. And I think most business owners and most coaches and gym owners, it's all just random, just like Scott said. It's like, I know I should be posting, so I'm going to throw this post up there and hopefully it does something. And it never does anything because there's no intent behind it. Right. So that's what I've created here. So this looks a little overwhelming. So I'm going to walk you through it step by step. First things first, you're going to see when I scroll over here, I've got the ideal type of client that I've written this for. So all of the posts that I write for the legends, it's for this ideal type of client, because most of the gym owners, if not all of them, this ideal type of client fits the bill for who they want for their higher value offers inside of their gym. 30-year-old to 60-year-old busy professional, stable income, maybe they're a parent, maybe not, don't have a lot of time in the day, they're stressed out, they're ready to make a change. Okay. So that's how I write the content. And that's why this works for everyone. So if that's your ideal type of client too, there's no doubt in my mind that this week's of content that I'm going to give you, if you comment templates down below, is going to crush it for you. So getting into the actual process and what this looks like. So on other weeks, because you guys see right here, like I've got nothing on Friday and Saturday. That's strategic. I'm going to tell you why in a second. But in other weeks, I've got this whole thing filled out. I've got a little bit more engagement down here, asking questions to comment down below. I go really deep with this stuff, and that's why it works so well for the legends. But for this week, you see I've got this one bolded in red, because this is where you're going to book your calls. So in terms of how it's set up, obviously, you guys see this already. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday up here. These are the days of the week. I've got the theme of the post, so you guys can look at this just quickly and say, okay, Monday is a mindset type post. Got it. Tuesday is an engagement type post. I'm going to ask a question. Got it. Wednesday is a win Wednesday. It's a social proof post to show that my process actually works. Got it. So just a quick snapshot for you to understand what the week of your flow is going to look like. Then over here, I've got post headline. Okay. So this is just the headline, the first sentence that is going to draw your ideal type of client in. Again, this is super important. You have to get this right. If you don't sell the first sentence in your copy or your video, no matter how you're sharing something, they're not going to watch or read the rest. Your first sentence has to answer one question. And it's, why should I read the next sentence in your ideal types of clients' mind or in the video? So I go deep with the post headlines and make them good and make sure that they crush it for you guys. Now, in terms of the post copy, you're going to double click this cell and the copy is going to come up. Now, you can pretty much copy and paste this and not change a word. The only thing that you're going to need to change, unless you are using this, you're a current client, is the 63-day transformation. So that's our high value offer that we teach inside of PT Legends. And that's what I write all my copy and my videos for. It's for selling that. It's communicating what the benefits are of that product. It's communicating the pain points of people who don't have the results of that product. Everything centers around that. So when you double click this and you get all of the content that I wrote for you, and you guys can use this week or starting next week if you want, you'll just need to change 63-day transformation and insert whatever you call your coaching program in there. But if I could give you a recommendation, you should probably join PT Legends so that we can teach you the 63-day transformation. And then you just don't need to change a word inside of our copy because it works really good. So that's the copy here. And this is the meat and potatoes of it for sure. And what I recommend, because I already know I'm going to get a lot of these questions, Excel is for numbers, right? It's not for copywriting. So as soon as you guys get this, click on this link and just copy and paste this cell and then just paste it in a Word doc and edit it there or look through it there, because Excel isn't the most user-friendly for text. It is for numbers, but not for text. So make sure that you guys do that. What else I have is a Canva link. Okay. So you'll see I'm sharing a client win here. I've got a photo of me and some text calling in clients here. All you got to do is click this Canva link and it's going to open up a new browser and it's going to go directly to your Canva, your profile Canva, as long as you have an account. If you don't have an account, definitely get an account. It's completely for free unless you have the paid version, but I don't think you need the paid version for this. Mm-hmm. So it'll go to Canva and this this photo that you see here, it's going to go directly in your Canva. And just like Scott said, all you need to do is quite simply just don't use me because you're not me. Change me out for you. And it doesn't have to be you shirtless. Like it can be anything. It could be a mindset transformation. It could be one of your best clients. It could be you just out with your family and you're looking and you're feeling good, whatever it may be. It can be anything. Just swap me out. And then for the trigger word here, you're just going to use your own trigger word. Like instead of saying DM me 63-day transformation, you'll say something different, whatever your coaching program is called. So that's the meat and potatoes of how this is set up. Okay. In terms of some different details that actually really matter, and I want you guys to really take into heart here, is I've got story follow-up here. So on Facebook and Instagram, you have your certain amount of followers, right? Let's say 5,000 people follow. Actually, no, let's go lower. Let's say 1,000 people follow you on Facebook and Instagram. That number doesn't matter at all. The only number that really matters is how many people are actually engaged from that number. And usually that number will show up in your stories. So if you post a story on Facebook or Instagram and you get 80 people seeing it, that's your audience. That's your audience that actually cares. That's actually going to become a potential client. So every so often, not every single post, but every so often, I recommend that you post a couple of stories around what you just posted, around what the copy was, around what the photo was, and just riff on it a little bit. Just put your own spin on it. Like, hey guys, I just shared a post around Mindset Monday and around taking action on your goals. Just wanted to hop on my stories really quick and explain a couple points I think could really help you today. Boom, boom, boom. And you just get into it really quickly. It only takes like 2 minutes out of your day and you post it. Those are where the ideal types of clients are. Your content is good and it's going to work well, but your stories is kind of the intimacy of you attracting ideal types of clients. And this is super important. I know I'm going deep here in detail, but it's super important to have everything just work at your disposal when you're posting content. So that's story follow-up. The post style is just me saying, get a photo of you or get a photo of your ideal type of client, get a screenshot of your client win. And then I always share like photos from my past fitness company or photos from my other clients to give you an idea of what you could share, right? Like this one is me in front of my computer. This is me at a campfire. This is a client win. So I'm just showing you some examples of what you should share yourself. This is the only thing I cannot do for you, right? Like I don't know your clients. I don't know your client wins or photos of you or your family. Obviously, that's the only thing I can't do for you. So for you, just look at what I'm posting and then scroll through your camera library and see what photos kind of match what I'm posting just to give you some ideas, or it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be exactly this. So that's how this document is set up and what it's designed to do. Now, in terms of the actual call to action on Thursday, what I've done here is on Monday, I'm doing a Mindset Monday. I'm getting good engagement. I'm providing good value here. Okay. On Tuesday, I have an engagement post, and I specifically have an engagement post because I want whoever is engaged in your audience, I want them to comment and like on your photo here. You're going to ask a question at the end of it, because the algorithm is then going to show more people this post on this day. And that's exactly what we want. We want this post to really hit. Then on Wednesday, we're sharing some social proof. So what this is going to do is you might not get a ton of engagement on this, and that's okay, because your ideal types of clients are still going to see it. And that's the most important thing. If they don't engage, that's okay. But you just want to plant that seed in their mind, because it's going to make them desire the call to action for your coaching program more, which is what I have set up on Thursday. Okay. So you guys are going to create this document, this little photo on Canva. You're going to say and copy and paste this text to call in clients. And what I want you to do on Friday and on Saturday is not post it all. Okay. Because we want everyone interacting with this to get all your ideal types of clients seeing this post. So on Friday and Saturday, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out to your 5 or 10 best clients that you've worked with. And I want you to politely ask them if they would comment on this photo, and they would just explain a couple sentences, doesn't have to be super, super long, of their experience working with you and what results they saw. The comment on this. This could be on Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, doesn't matter what your main platform is, this will work. What this is going to do is it's going to boost it to the algorithm, and more of your audience is going to see it. And you're going to get more ideal types of clients reaching out to you because we're boosting it in this way. Not only that, not just the algorithm, but other potential ideal types of clients, they're going to see your client comments in the comments of their experience working with you, the results that they saw, and that's going to make them desire your coaching program even more as well. So we're manufacturing this a little bit, but it's a really important tip, because I see a lot of coaches, a lot of gym owners, they'll post like a call to action accepting new clients, and then you just get crickets. And there's no worse feeling when you put yourself out there like that and you get nothing. But on the flip side, there's no better feeling when you actually put yourself out there and you get people coming to you. You get people DMing you saying, hey, XYZ trigger word, or what does it look like to work with you? It's the best feeling in the world. So that's why we want to do this on Thursday. And Friday and Saturday, I just want you responding to all these comments, like them, boost them, even ask them follow-up questions in those comments, and just get it going. And then on Sunday, we're going to follow it up with a screenshot win of just a little win. One of your clients texted you in your coaching app, or you're texting them, whatever it is. And again, you're just kind of selling that you're a good coach. You know what you're doing. You know what you're all about. Mm-hmm. So this is all strategic, guys. This is all strategic to set up this day, to have it win, to have it freaking hit. So that's how I have this one particular week set up. Like I said, the other weeks are a little bit different, but just in terms of using this tool, sorry if I'm going a little bit long, Scott, just in terms of using this tool. So you'll see down here, I've got some other tabs, right? So this is my Instagram tab. I also have different tabs for Facebook, if you want to share it on Facebook, for LinkedIn, for emails. So how you can take, what I do is I take some of these best posts that I think, and I just tweak and adjust the copy a little bit so it works well in an email that you can literally just blast out to your list. If any of you guys have a podcast as well, again, I just take some of the best posts and I just put it in bullet form so that you could talk about it on one of your podcasts if you want. And then you could share some of these on a blog as well. If you have a blog on your podcast, you can just literally copy and paste them on your blog too. So you can get it to all the platforms that you want. Do I recommend that you post on every single platform? Probably not. If you're a beginner, I would say just focus on one or two to start. But if you want to grow a little bit more over time, then you absolutely can. So anyway, that's it for me. Again, before I throw it over to you, Scott, if you guys want this, comment templates down below and I'll send it to you. And if you guys have any other questions around it, feel free to just comment down below and I can respond over time, or ask Scott, Dave, or me a question. And I'll be happy to answer it. So hope you guys enjoy this week.
Absolutely, guys. And I'd like to add too, when on that Thursday, like that hard call to action, and you can get leads from all the other stuff too, right? this is where, if you've been following our stuff, that the first step is, once somebody puts their hand up, says, hey, I'm interested in hearing more or learning about that, or even if just like and comment. The other art of this that we teach as well is when somebody does like or comment, how do you take that conversation and take him to the next step towards a sale? And the way that we teach you is getting him, not having him come in. That's a huge leap to liking or commenting to having him come into your physical location, right? So we teach you how to do a discovery call. Really, you just ask them if they got 5 minutes on the phone, right? There's a specific way that we handle that, then to qualify them to come in and sit down with us. So it's a really simple process. And if you're wondering like, hey, okay, what happens when that happens, right? You just hop on the phone for a few minutes, chat with them in a very specific way, get them booked. And that's how you saw Shannon. That's how you saw Hugh. That's how you saw Joey and the other people. That's how you see them just say, oh, I got all these PCs, these perfect consultations. Or Hugh booked like, what was that, 8 discovery calls? That's what we call that phone call.
Yeah.
From your Thursday one, right? He books 8, maybe more from that. We don't know how it all played out over the next several days. That's a lot, guys. That is a lot. And these are people that you didn't just put up this, hey, who's interested? Because that's nobody. These are the people that have been seeing his stuff and resonating with the message he's putting out. And it's the message is so important. It comes from the heart. It gets into what people are thinking, what they're feeling. And it's not about, hey, who wants to work out? Nobody wants to fucking work out. Like they want to change something about themselves. And you're connecting on a very human level to this. And that's why it works so well. That's why they're so eager to work with you. And that is why like this will draw in the absolute warmest, hottest leads you will ever get, ever. They will be laydowns for your best programs because they're resonating with a real message. So I want to understate, don't want to understate that this is so different than Facebook ads. It's not even funny. It's so much easier. You just have to do it. So yeah, Will, I appreciate you building all this stuff out. It literally saves businesses. This combined with the offer that we help people create and teach them how to sell, it can change a business in a month. That's looking at bankruptcy. It's huge. It's everything. It's literally saving lives, this kind of stuff. So it's awesome. So yeah, what do they have to comment below again?
Comment templates. Comment templates.
There's no reason this shouldn't be delivered to you at all. Comment on it now. You're going to want it. And more importantly, I want you to use it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Stay tuned. Next Thursday, we're going to bring another topic to you. We're going to look potentially at bringing people in live on our calls to do some Q&As afterwards too. So if you'd be interested in that, let us know. We'll let you know kind of, hey, here's the Zoom link invite. We'll teach whatever we teach, and then we'll open up to you to ask questions, which would be great. So shoot us a DM if you want to be on that one. Comment below templates, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening, everyone. If you are ready to start making an extra $10,000 a month or more this month by making more money with less clients and create a consistent flow of high-quality leads, you can learn about what it's like to work with me and how ridiculously affordable it is at CoachScottCarpenter.com. And if you got any value out of this episode, please pay it forward and leave a review for this show. It helps other gym owners find the answers to the huge problems that we all share. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.